Can I shock you? If you send your children to school abroad too early, you've lost them forever. I'm sorry. The total number of times you will be able to see them again will not be up to 10. That you have the money to get your children to school in UK or US or Canada or whatever, Australia, doesn't mean you should do that too early. You know what I'm saying? If you send your child to school like that, before you can see them again, maybe when they are graduating once, and then they're back, they're married to some white lady and they're gone. Maybe you see them when they give birth to one child and then you show that's 3. Before you count 10 times, the children are gone. Let's say you are rich, you have a family business you're running that gave you the wealth. When it's time for you to hand over to the next generation, there is no next generation, they're all gone. And the funny thing is that they may not be doing well where they are. They're depending on the money you're sending them. Now it's time to hand over the family business to them. They're gone. They don't want it. They never learned to do it. They didn't grow under you. Many people don't understand that the moment your child goes to school, the government has taken part of the training. The society has taken part of the training. Now you're training only a little percentage of your child. Here's what I mean. When your child is born, first 2 years, the child is at home. You're training the child, teaching them how to speak and stuff. But from that 2 years, the society is training half of the child because you send them to school. Some stranger you don't know anywhere is teaching the child in school, crochet. You know what I'm saying? Finally, you bring the child back from kindergarten and stuff. You send them back again. Primary school, half of the day or 70% of the day, they are out there. Some stranger, you don't know their background. You don't even know whether they know what they're doing. You understand? They might be following a curriculum that's brainwashing your child for you. That's why some children will be so smart at childhood, but by the time they graduate from the university, they are the dumbest of all dumb people you can ever get. I don't know if you've noticed that. You'll be looking at your child is strange. You understand? Or the child might go to school and acquire some, some character that is not available in the lineage of your family. There are families you go to, you will never see any history of any theft. They have never produced a thief in that family. You understand? There are families that have never produced a poor person. There are families that have never produced liars, pathological liars, murderers. I'm saying drug addicts. These things are not in the family. You can trace back that family for 1,000 years. You will never see. But all of a sudden, one son comes back from UK and all of a sudden he's a gangster. He's shooting people. You know what I'm saying? He's robbing in the street. He's addicted to drugs. The lady comes back with a disease, incurable diseases. And you're looking at the whole extended family. Nobody has ever come back with incurable diseases. There are families you will never see divorce cases, ever. Look at the whole family. All the marriages are perfect. They know, because what? They know how to resolve this issue. Everybody grew within the family. They saw their elderly ones resolve marital issues. Now, because you have money, you just carry your child, throw them away. And then they go and imbibe cultures that is telling them that marriage is not supposed to last. If you meet the first problem, break the marriage immediately. This, that. Before you know it, that has triggered a generation or a lineage of divorce cases. This is the secret of education. In as much as you're sending your children to school, you have to be careful which school, when, and how. Make sure it's not too early. All right. That's why I tell people, be careful of boarding schools. If you're in Nigeria and Africa, you understand what I mean. Where you send your children to live within the school premises, and what you notice is that out of the whole year, boarding school is usually like 6 years. Out of this whole 6 years, the total number of years your child spent at home is not up to 1. So you have about 5 years where your child is being trained by total strangers. By the time they come back at the age of 16, 17, they are totally different from the family. All the family values, the family business, the family native intelligence. Every family has an intelligence, native intelligence that is resident within the family tree. If you plot the family tree, you will see that intelligence recurring. For instance, there are families that are smart with wealth. You see this uncle is a multi-millionaire. This other uncle is a multi-billionaire. This one is this one is that. Except one, that one that was trained outside. He's a thief. You know what I'm saying? Oh, she's a prostitute. Where is she getting that character from? She learned it from school. What of some sexual orientations that are weird, alien to the family? Because you have the money, you can afford flights, you can afford foreign school fees. By the time your child is coming, what they are bringing as wife is shocking you people. Or as husband, you know what I'm saying? Or the child will go and remove their womb. Because what? Somebody else has trained them. The society has trained them. I used to tell people, the day your child gets a smartphone, you have lost the education of that child. You better be sure that your child is getting the smartphone at the right age. Because you might be, before you teach your child, you'll be thinking your child has to get to 18 before you give them sexual education. Then you give them a smartphone at 13. They go to TikTok and they're already getting it. From some random dude with the tattoos all over their face. And have done some nose modifications and everything. And this dude is telling them what their life should be. They get that education from there. Before you know it, your child is telling you, I don't want to do this. I want to remove my womb. I want to remove my intestines. I want to remove this and that and that. Or where's my inheritance? They don't know. They will not tell you what they want to do with it. The moment you give it to them, boom, they have done one surgery, remove their head. I'm saying, be careful sending your children to strange schools. Part of the responsibilities of giving birth to a child is to train the child. There are some things your child has to learn from you personally. You personally. There are some things they have to see you do. Sometimes children are in school when you're settling marital cases. What of cases where in your marriage there is cheating and you're able to resolve it? And your children never saw you resolve it. When they meet it in future, they will not know. They trigger divorce cases. What of in marriages where there's financial challenges? The man is not earning enough, the woman is not earning enough. Money is always the problem. But this marriage perseveres and eventually comes out of it after some years. The children were not available during those years. The first time they meet a man and their husband goes broke, loses their job, they kick the man out. And then they enter into a situation where they become single. Or the first time their wife challenges them, they woes the wife's like, boom, they have killed the woman. Domestic violence. And you look through your whole family, there are no cases of domestic violence. Where did the child learn it? From the internet. Somebody else is doing the education of your child while you are working hard to pay that person. Be careful. That you can afford a broad school doesn't mean you should do it immediately. You need to be sure that your child is of age. They are now adults. They now understand the things, the native intelligence, the natural training, home training you're supposed to give them. The family training. You have to pass on your family knowledge. It's not just genetics. They already have it. Then you can send them on the journey. They can go abroad, get masters, get PhD, and all that stuff.